Welcome back, Cloudkids. Now, if you, like me, played around with this and noticed that any changes to this entire repository will trigger this workflow, then you were not the only one. For example, if I made changes to the function app and then sent it to GitHub, that will still trigger the workflow because we have not specified that we only want to trigger it for something. And remember, this Docker workflow, we're using it just for the web API. Maybe later we'll create a different workflow for the function app. And how do we differentiate? So if you look at the Docker workflow here, we have the on, push, branches. This will trigger for any push to the main. We can also filter on the paths. So under under branches, there's something called paths. And this works both for push and pull requests. So that, and here I'm going to add space dash, and then I'm only going to trigger this for excuses.web API and anything inside this folder. Now I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to do this for 4 more parts. Now the web API is also dependent on the class libraries. So persistence shared. Probably should get out instead. Let's remove this one. And then we have the EF core. So if any changes to them, I also want to run the workflow again because the web API is dependent on them. And lastly, one more file. Let's remove this. Can it be? What more of these files? We want also it to trigger for the solution file. So anything that comes before and ends with .solution, which is our solution file. Then we can take a look how that looks. Let's see, switch between solution and available view. We go into the folder view and excuses.solution. Back home. Let's go back. All right, you can give it a try. So let's stage this one. Let's say update workflow. And then let's see. One file, we can minimize the function app. Let's minimize that. Let's go to program.cs. Let's remove the comment here. So this is the program.cs inside. So this should trigger commit staged and then push to the remote. And let's go here. Let's go to our, here we can go directly to actions. Yeah, you can see it live. And the next change after this will in fact, let's see which is not covered. Let's change something in the function app. We can add a comment here that we can remove later. And we can stage that. Smaller. We can wait until this is complete so we don't get distracted. It shouldn't take that long. And you see I removed all the other workflows. We can do that by pressing these 3 buttons, and then later there'll be a delete workflow button. So we can keep it a bit clean. And you don't get to see all my mistakes. Let's see. Great, screen, it's done. Great, good. Let's go to code. Let's look from this perspective. Let's commit this and push. It shouldn't trigger our workflow. So refresh. Good, we see nothing. There's no that orange circle, and we can verify we go into actions. Nothing's running. So that's good to know, because maybe later we would like, we would like to create a workflow for the function app. Until next time.